So there is this conversation trending online now. When you ask women if your husband cheats on you, would you leave the relationship, you leave the marriage, or something like that? Some leave, some say they will stay. And some go to the extent of saying men are polygamous being, men cannot stay with just one woman, so men are meant to cheat, so they will let it go. Men being polygamous by nature, that is true. There's nothing you can do about it. But you validating it and giving reason for men to keep doing that is what I see to be wrong. You can't be justifying the wrong thing they are doing to you. In that way, you are just allowing it to happen. Listen, the thing is, marriage anyhow is meant to be one man and one woman, not one man and multiple women. The moment you made up your mind as a man to get into a marriage, you've signed up for this thing to be in a marriage where there is only a man and a woman, by law, by God, in front of people, in front of God, and in front of the law. So whether you are polygamous by nature or not, you know that is your nature, so you shouldn't be involved in that in the first place. If you're a woman, before you ask for a man to marry you, that is the law, that is how the marriage works. So if you are polygamous by nature, stay away from it. You can be in relationships and be with people and have multiple of them at the same time. That is fine. But the moment you enter into the marriage as an institution is a one man, one woman. The wrong part of the whole thing is now women are given justifying reasons why men should cheat. So it will keep going on, it will keep happening all the time. There is one thing, they allow men just have sex at random, they don't have any attachment to it. But I think it's not really true. See, if a man, no matter how it is, he has no attachment to, if he should sleep with a woman today and that woman happened to be really good and did things to him that he keeps thinking about, he will definitely go back and have sex with the same person over and over and over again, because that thing he has enjoyed, that thing he has tasted, he will crave for it over and over and over again. That is one thing. And then no man just go around sleeping with it. If you point at this woman, which is a madman, looking kept and smelling and all of that, and you ask a man to sleep with that person, he will tell you he can't do that, he won't sleep with that person. The person had made a choice and selected somebody that to some extent he has some attraction to. That is why the person is sleeping with that person in the first place. Nobody just sleep with people at random. Even the random one that you pick, there is something about that person that you like. And then the moment you have sex with that person, unless it's a worst experience in your life, you might not go back to it. But if it happens to be a good experience, I bet you on 1,000 times that man will still go back to it and have that sex. Now let's come back to the wife that is being cheated on, that is validating it for the woman. If you are a woman that you don't really care about whatever your husband does, whatever it is, or you are the type that even if you see it cheating, it doesn't affect you in any way, which I don't think anybody on earth will see the husband cheating no matter what and not be affected by it. Because one thing, to some extent, is putting you in a position where you start feeling insecure about yourself. You question yourself, what is wrong with me? What is it? And what? So I think the only way that you can justify and put yourself at peace is that men cheat. So it has nothing to do with you. Of course, it has nothing to do with you, but there are implications that you'll be facing, because definitely you question it. Definitely you ask yourself what is wrong. And if you are the type that you don't really like it, but you are just accommodating it, then anytime your man steps out, you are afraid that he's going to sleep with somebody and is putting your relationship at risk. The moment the person is starting to share you with some other people, there is a probability that at a point in time, he's gonna let go of you. I'm not sure you are into a relationship or a marriage and then allowing it to fall apart one day. You can't push people to not do what they don't want to do, but there are there are rules and then there are limits that you should set. That puts respect on yourself as a human being. That puts respect on yourself as a woman. That puts respect on yourself, and that also portray the image that your kids and your daughters will follow. That will allow your daughters to not be worked out by any woman or anything at all. And then people that say they don't really care, definitely one way or the other, like I said, it will still affect you. It might affect you. Most people claim it doesn't affect them, but deep down, every other chance they get to do it, they get to talk about that cheating, they will still talk about it, because to some extent it will definitely affect you, whether you like it or not, unless you just decided not to put your mind to it. That is one thing. And the other one might be the only people that I think would tolerate a man cheating on them consistently. Let's look at the fact that maybe we are humans and everybody does mistakes. I'm just putting all the talk left and right because I didn't write it down or put anything. So anything I remember, I just put them there. So please bear with me. We are humans and everybody does mistakes. So if the person does this for the first time and he happens to be caught, or anything happen and you happen to get aware of it, you discuss it with the person and the person puts like serious steps towards to stop it happen, to make it, to show regret and put transformative actions forward to show that of course he's trying to repent, he's trying to do the right thing. That I think can be forgiven and should be forgiven. Everybody deserves a second chance. He's not rubbing it off your face, he's not disrespecting you by just letting it ride and all of that. That was a genuine mistake, and such a person, right, in most cases will never, no matter what it is, will never put or cheat on you, never again, because the person respects you and doesn't want to see you hurt, doesn't want to see you having to go through that trauma. Because the same trauma men go through when they find their wife cheating on them is the same trauma, I guess, to some extent, women might also be going through. I've never been a woman in my life, so I can't understand the extent to which it's go, but I can say to some extent, women might be going through the same thing too. And now, the message that you as a woman tolerating that is sending to your daughter, if you have a daughter at home, is that it's acceptable. Your daughter can just go ahead and accept any man to treat her in that way, which I think is not right. If I should have a daughter, right, and most people that accept these things and don't say anything, don't talk about it, and then find justification for the men to keep on doing it. Most cases, maybe the person is depending on that man for every other thing. He's depending on the man for food, he's depending on the man for money, he's depending on the man for shelter. Everything that she does is centered around that man. So the whole thing is now just finding justification for the man for the action, but it's just a way to protect herself for not being taken out of that cover that the man is providing. I think that is what it is. It's not about men are like that, but it's because all the benefits she's getting from that marriage, she can't let go of it, because if she live there, she can't stand on her own. That is it. But any woman that can stand on herself, by herself, can do things by herself, and has all her think and life figured out, I don't think will accept that kind of thing. And men that meet those kind of women, most men, no matter how much of a cheater that person is, wouldn't treat such a woman in that way. So the respect you put on yourself mostly is the respect that is given back to you. If I should have a daughter, I'll make sure they are well raised, they are well put them to school, put them in the right direction, so that they will be in a space where they can take care of themselves, be by themselves, provide for themselves in all the things. They don't need a man to survive, but for the survivor, they don't need a man for survivor, for food, for shelter, and all those basic things that life. But they need a man because of the companionship, because of the man that is supposed to be a protector, a provider, and leader of a home, to be the man that will build the life with, to grow with. Those are the main reason why marriage is meant to in the first place, not like a poverty alleviation scheme that is turned to these days. That is just my opinion on this. Men cheat. Men are not made to have only a single partner. That is the truth. But stop giving excuses for men to keep doing it. And you deserve the respect. Earn it. See you on the next one. Have a lovely day. Thank you.